Welcome, beautiful hearts. So today I am going to launch off a new offering on the channel, and it is to read and share this beautiful, beautiful divine book called the Devi Bhagavatam Retold. It is written by Ramesh Menon, and basically the Devi Bhagavatam is for worshippers or devotees or lovers of the goddess, those who see the divine feminine, the goddess, as the source of all creation. This is one of the main texts for Shaktas. Um, of course, in Sanatana Dharma, in the non-dual tradition or non-dual thought form, they understand Brahman or God as formless, and that formless energy can take on multiple manifestations. And depending on your inclination and your nature and your needs, you may feel connected to a particular form of that source. So for you, it may be Shiva, or it may be Vishnu, or it may be the Devi, depending on your nature, your predisposition, your needs, your wants. But it is very much the same source. But primarily, why I wanted to share this series is because when I was going through a little bit of a difficult time, and I was struggling, and I felt that Ma was far away from me, and life felt a little bit turbulent and chaotic internally, this book found me. And I would read it every day, and subtly something began shifting in me. So it was not anything tangible, it was not anything visible, but internally something started shifting. And I really feel that when you read any books which are divine transmissions or which are connected to divine transmission, so a lot of the Puranas are connected to the Vedas. The Vedas were revealed truth. The Puranas were, maybe we could say, commentaries on these revealed truths that would make it more accessible for all kinds of people at all levels of awareness, at all levels of intelligence. But what I found is that this just enhanced the love that I felt for Ma, for the Devi. It made me feel closer to her. And in it, there are treasures revealed. If you sift beyond what may seem like complete fantasy and things that are outrageous, if you suspend a little bit of your critical, logical mind, and you connect from your heart and you connect from your being, there are gems in here. There is wisdom in here for all seekers of truth, people who are on the spiritual path, and also people who are just living normal lives. They may not consider themselves spiritual, but there are hidden gems in here on how we can live life, how we can connect to the divine, you know, cosmic truth, cosmic law, how we can use something like this both for our inner alchemy, our inner transformation, and also for the transformation of the collective. We are individuals, but we are also deeply interconnected to everyone and everything in all of life. And so our being is here as much as for ourselves as it is for not just the earth, but the whole universe. We contribute through our being to cosmic law and order, to the systems that run society. And so any work that we do on ourselves to expand our consciousness, to be more heart-centered, to live more in truth. In truth to what? In truth to the higher principles of existence, with the understanding that we are one, but we are one and we are many at the same time. That, as I love to say, at the level of energy, there is no separation. So how I treat myself, how I treat you, there is no separation between that. And what I do to you is also what I do to myself, and vice versa. And when we start living life like that, then life becomes an offering to the one source that we all emanate from, that we all come from. So I hope that in the sharing of this, it brings you whatever it is that you need wherever you are on your journey right now, you know? And yes, at the end of every chapter, maybe I will share what I took was important. And it's always important to check for yourself, does this resonate or it doesn't resonate? And if it doesn't resonate, we are always free to leave it, reject it, or come back to it at a later time. And another thing that I absolutely love is when you read something like this, every time you reread it, something new can be revealed. You know, perhaps you are at a different awareness, or maybe you're going through something, or maybe you've had some realizations. So when you read it again, it's like another layer gets peeled back. There's another revelation. So I hope you enjoy this sharing as much as I do, and please do leave comments if you have any questions. And all my love, but let us begin. Okay, let me just invoke Ma. May the blessings of the Great Mother be upon us. And may all who hear this receive whatever they are aligned to receive for their highest good and for the highest good of all. Jai Bhagavati Devi Namo Namah. Once more, the Munis of the 6 illustrious families are gathered in the Nemisvan, sacred forest sanctified for ancient revelations. In their midst sits Sutta Romaharshan, peerless Puranic, who has learnt his lore from Krishna Dvaipayan, the awesome Vedvyas himself. So for anyone who is not familiar with Sanatan, Vedvyas is actually a title given, and it means compiler, and this particular Vedvyas was Krishna Dvaipayan. Sonak, the eldest among the Munis, says, "Profound Sutta, we Brahmins have come to your feet today in terror of the advent of the Kali Yuga. Kali Yuga is the darkest age of the 4 ages. It's the darkest age where the light is, where the consciousness has descended, basically. It's the dark ages. We have heard that listening to the holy Bhagavatam of the Devi can free us from samsara, this endless round of births and deaths. Master, we would hear the immortal Devi Bhagavatam from your lips." Sutta says, "Fortunate am I that the wise want to hear the Puran from me. Brahmins, I bow at the lotus feet of the Mother of the Universe before I begin. Om. Everyone knows that Brahma created the worlds, yet Brahma is born in the lotus that sprouts from Vishnu's navel. Then again, Narayan rests upon his serpent Anant, who lies upon the ocean Ekarnav. We ask ourselves, from what primal source has this infinite sea come? And we turn for sanctuary to the source, the mother of all things, the Devi." Thus begins Sutta Romaharshana in his voice that is quiet as an ocean deep. He pauses, his eyes shut, his body still. After a moment, Sonak murmurs, "My Lord Sutta, when we grew afraid of the looming Kali Yuga, we went to Brahma in his palace at the heart of a wondrous Brahmavan. He plucked a mystic wheel from his mind and cast it down into the world. He said to us, 'Munis, where this wheel falls, there remain until the feral Kali Yuga ends and a blessed Satyog dawns over the world again.' Satyog is the golden age, the age of truth. The wheel will protect you, for the Kali will not enter its confines." The wheel from the Pitama's mind fell here in the Snimisvan, and when we entered within its boundary, the luminous thing melted into the ground like violet fire. So here we remain, in this auspicious forest, waiting for the Kali to end, and we are fortunate indeed that you have come among us, Master, to bless our long wait with the precious Puran. Sutta draws a deep breath, and his eyes still shut, continues. Hear of the birth of Vyas' son Sukdev, who first expounded the Puran in the world as he heard it from his father. Once Vyas, the son of the fisher girl Satyavati, sat in his ashram on the banks of the golden river Saraswati when he saw 2 sparrows feeding their newly hatched chick. Never had Vyas seen such adoration in any living creatures as he saw in those parent birds. As they thrust the food they softened in their own beaks into their child's gaping mouth. Never had he seen such love, such ecstasy, such devotion. Vyas thought, if these sparrows who will never see their child again once they can fly, love their young ones so much, how much more will a man who expects the world of his son? Ah, surely, to caress and nurture one's own son is the greatest joy that exists in the world. Moreover, how can a man die in peace unless he has a son to whom he can leave his wisdom and his earthly possessions? A son who will touch fire to his corpse and perform his last rites so that his soul can rise to heaven. Vyas decided that no man can be fulfilled unless he has a son, and his mind turned to how he himself could become a father without delay. The good Muni set out from Meru to perform tap so he would be blessed with a son. When he arrived on that holiest of mountains, he built an ashram for himself and then wondered, which god shall I worship now? Which one will grant me my desire most swiftly? Shall I pray to Vishnu, Brahma, Shiva, Indra, Surya, Ganpati, Agni, Kartike, Varun? Suddenly he heard someone softly plucking on a veena and saw that the wandering Rishi Narad had arrived there, as though by chance. Vyas warmly welcomed Narad with Madhupark and Arghya, and then they sat together on their basanas. Narad said, Dvaipayanya, you seem careworn. Tell me what troubles you. Vyas smiled wanly and replied, Muni, the man who has no son leads a nameless life, and I am uncertain which god I should worship to have a son of my own. Narad laughed delightedly. Dvaipayanya, knower of the ambrosial Puran, once my father Brahma asked Vishnu the very same question. At once Narayan lapsed into yoga, a deep trance. Amazed, Brahma said, Lord of the universe, what samadhi are you plunged in? Whom do you worship, O cause of causes? At your word, the sun ranges the sky, fire burns, and the wind blows. I, who am the Lord of creation, was born in the lotus sprung from your navel. Padmanabh, you are the greatest of all the great, yet here I find you at worship? Who is worthy of your devotion, Narayan? Vishnu said with a smile on his perfect face, Brahma, indeed you create, I preserve, and Rudra restores the universes. Yet without Shakti, the 3 of us would be inert, powerless. Mahashakti, the goddess, is the highest power of all, and she animates the rest of us. It is her I worship. Brahma, who else? It is by her wish that I incarnate as Matsya, as Kurma, Varaha, Narsimha, and all the rest. It is by her will that I once had my head severed and a horse's head set upon my neck. There is none I know of higher than Parashakti, and it is upon her that I meditate, said Narad to Vyas, adding, So friend Dvaipayanya, you had also best worship the Devi for your boon. After a while Narad left, and Dvaipayanya, sitting in Padmasan, began to worship the Devi Bhagavati, says Sutta Maharshan to the Munis of the Naimis, athirst for his Devi Puran.